Hi Mark. Look,
Hi, Tom.
thanks for your time today. I'd like to introduce Mark Swan, Sales Manager in Australia for VZook. Swiss Appliances, probably the market leaders in Europe. Just arrived here. How long have you been here now, Mark?
We've been in Australia for 12 months, setting up the operation, and prior to that there was about 2 years worth of investigation to make sure that we covered all our bases and got the formula right to approach the market with the right range of product.
Mark, the product is exceptional. It's very different to anything I've seen after 12 years in the industry. I've never seen a product like BakeOmatic. Could you give us a little bit of a rundown of this rather fantastic oven works?
Yeah, sure.
Just explain how different it is to what else has been on offer in the market.
Yeah, love to. Thank you.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of people talk about the KISS principle, keep it simple, stupid. This really takes that to the next level. BakeOmatic allows for spontaneous cooking without any thought. So the beauty of BakeOmatic is it's one-touch cooking. One button we press, and with BakeOmatic we have 14 different food groups. So it means that people don't have to concern themselves with what temperature to use, how long to cook the product for, or worry about whether they're going to get a perfect result. The oven will do that for you. So if we take a simple example of cooking a cake, some people may choose to cook a cake but they're not sure what temperature do I use, what function do I use. BakeOmatic does that for you. So to cook a cake, we press the button once to select BakeOmatic. We scroll through to the function which simply says cake. Press the button again to select cake. The oven will actually ask us 3 questions. The first thing it asks is, do we want it medium brown? Do we want it lightly browned? Or do we want it well browned? So we're going to cook a sponge cake, so we want it lightly browned. So we select lightly brown, we press OK. Then we open the door, we put the food in, close the door, and press start. And cooking a cake is as simple as that. What the oven has, which is unique to the brand, is a series of humidity sensors. So what the oven does in the first couple of minutes of the cooking process, it measures the humidity content inside the oven. Once it's done that, it knows what size the produce is that you're going to cook, and it gives you a perfect result every time. So it doesn't matter whether you're cooking a patty cake or a full sponge, you're guaranteed of a perfect result every time. With those 14 food groups, you can really cover a full 3-course meal without the need to think about how long am I going to cook it for, am I going to get a great result, what function do I need. We can select BakeOmatic and we can select an entree. So we can select fresh aperitifs or fresh entrees, press OK, same format as the cakes. It'll ask us, do we want the surface to be medium brown, lightly browned or well brown. Press OK again, put the food in and press start. The cooking really doesn't get any simpler than that. On top of BakeOmatic, we also have another program which is called Gourmet Steam. There's a series of 55 recipes that are preset into the oven. They've been developed in conjunction with our own Australian chef that we've hired, a gentleman by the name of Felix Holter, as well as Stefan Meyer, who's considered to be the father of steam cooking in Switzerland. So we provide a cooking book, we provide the recipes. Cooking one of those recipes is as simple as selecting a recipe that you like. One of our signature dishes is ice cream and puff pastry, filet pastry. So I select Gourmet Steam. I simply turn the scroll control to number 15. I select OK. I put the filet pastry and the ice cream in and I press start. Now what that result gives you is it takes 3 minutes to cook. It's very simple to prepare, but it's an incredibly impressive dish. You can put some fresh slices of mango or kiwi fruit or pears on the base of some filet pastry, a scoop of ice cream on top, wrap it up, fold it, put it in. 3 minutes later, you get beautiful light crispy pastry and the ice cream on the inside still frozen. So it is taking cooking, simple cooking, to the next level. If you want to do a main course, a large main course, and guarantee yourself a perfect result, we have a function called soft roasting. That's designed to give you perfect results for your roast meats. There's no guesswork involved, everything's loaded in the oven for you. So you follow a series of simple prompts and you're guaranteed a great result. So we select soft roasting, OK. Now we decide, what do we want to cook? Do we want to cook pork? Do we want to cook beef? Do we want to cook lamb? We'll go for a traditional Aussie leg of lamb. So I scroll through until I get a leg of lamb, it'll ask 3 questions. Do we want the food rare? Do we want it medium rare, medium, or well done? So I'll select medium. Okay. It tells me that when the core temperature of the food gets to 67 degrees, that the lamb's medium, it's perfect, it's juicy, it's moist. It tells me for the best cooking results, it's going to cook that piece of meat for 3.5 hours. But here's where the really impressive bit is. If we decide that 3.5 hours is a bit long, we're ready for dinner in 2.5 hours, we can simply select the timer, turn the time back to 2.5 hours, and the oven works out what changes are needed in terms of the temperature and the cooking function and the cooking style to make it happen. We can then take it to the next level again. A lot of people are concerned or worried, or they don't get the full benefit out of their oven because automatic functions tend to scare them. Programming the oven to stop cooking is a real issue for some brands because it's difficult to program. So with ours, we've got a leg of lamb. We're going to cook it for 2.5 hours. We're going to have it medium. I press that same button again, and it tells me that if I now cook this leg of lamb for 2.5 hours, dinner's going to be ready at 6:59. I can now say, that's great, but I want to have dinner. I want to sit down and have my evening meal at 8 o'clock. So all I simply do is scroll the timer forward to 8 o'clock, press the same button again to lock it in and program it. So now we've completely programmed that oven to cook a leg of lamb to medium for 2.5 hours and have it ready for dinner at 8 o'clock. So it really is taking cooking to the next level, and it's making gourmet cooking simple and achievable by anyone. Just a little bit on the history of the brand. Although we're new to Australia, we have been around in Switzerland and in the European market since 1913, so nearly 100 years. And we are true cooking specialists. Everything that we produce is produced by us, and it's produced to the exacting Swiss standards that people have come to expect from premium Swiss quality appliances. So that's a little bit about us and a little bit about our oven. Thanks for your time.